So I flick the lever, and it automatically sets off the command blocks, and it starts counting with the repeaters until it gets back. The thing unpowers, then it cycles again, and on the every 2 cycles, basically, it powers the command blocks.
And the command blocks do?
Well, you can right-click them and see.
Oh, okay, I never played with command blocks before.
Really?
Oh, clear weather. Oh, that's cool, so we don't have to be bothered.
Well, I only have this open, or not open, I only have it running when I'm actually working, because I don't know if the constant commands do anything to the server.
Gotcha.
As you might be able to tell down here, I did a little bit more work on the sword system. I finished a level, basically.
Looking good. The glazed terracotta.
Yep. If you want to help with the in-between layers part, like, it's not hard, it's just annoying to remember where everything's supposed to go.
What do you mean in between layers? Like the wood?
Yeah, where the androds are. Also, hello everyone, we're recording.
Yeah, we've been recording for a few minutes now.
Yeah. Wordy's here again.
Yeah. Working on a slightly off-topic table, but actually kind of useful regardless.
What?
No, working on a slightly off-topic table, but still useful.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, say like me, the audacity to try to EV train on the routes. I'm like, let me just make it and see, see what happens.
Yeah. I see you started working on the Sea Serpent Phoenix.
Yes, I did. The colors can change if you don't like them. I just try to find natural colors to work with.
My concern right now is that it looks like it might end up a little bit stiff, but we'll see when you continue it more, I think.
Yeah, it's... the yellow is the bottom of the belly. That's
okay.
The way I've been building it.
Okay. Yeah, it might work. We'll see how stiff it is when you work more.
And plus, I have to do all the the spine bits, and I'm going to be putting the trapdoors on the side.
Okay.
It looks so flat without something there to transition the colors.
Yeah.
I tried to work with this block in. It's just so hard to use.
It's because of the patterning.
Yeah. Like, I thought I could use it as scales. Turn it around with the debug stick. It just doesn't work.
Oh, well.
I went with calcite for the belly.
I saw.
Color changing prismarine for not the top part of the body. And then warp fungus for the top, because like with sea creatures, the top is usually darker, the bottom's usually lighter, camouflage thing.
Yeah, that's called counter shading.
Yeah, but the fact is, it's a giant serpent. I don't think it needs camouflage.
It might as juvenile. So.
True. That does beg the question: if this does need to hide, what the hell's hunting it?
Well, I mean, juveniles will literally eat each other if one's bigger than the other.
I was just making a joke about bigger fish. There's always a bigger fish.
I don't think there's a bigger fish than this one. Even though it's not a fish. Okay, so I'm looking at it from this angle, and I think that... okay, I think you might need to widen the curve a little bit.
Over here?
So, the yellow over here basically ends at this point, and I would suggest actually widening it so that it goes from over there to where I am right now.
Widen the curve back here so it loops around larger.
Yes.
Okay. You can't see the thing. A potion of night vision helps a lot.
I can see it, but yeah.
Okay.
It might...
Whoa.
Oh, that was a rubber band. It might also be a little bit too short.
I can always make it dip around and go back in the water, so.
Yeah. So I'll probably be working on the storage system again.
I'll be bouncing between everything.
Yeah. Also, do you care about not really politics, but do you care about something controversial being on your video?
Depends on if it can get me banned.
Well, I don't think it can.
What is it?
This.
What? Oh yeah, it don't bother me.
Okay. Well, I didn't think it would bother you. I just didn't know if you would mind it being on the video.
Except the Australian ones. The Australian ones are kind of getting totalitarian.
Well, that's Australia.
Australia's gone fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Like,
let's not go too in detail about it, but yeah. Yeah,
they're
just
building camps. Let's just say
yeah.
that. That should scare anyone with that phrasing.
Yeah. I'm just going to say one thing, and then I'm just going to drop this topic for the episode. But I saw someone on Twitter say, regarding Australia being its own country for however many 100 years, and the only thing that you've done is become a better prison or a more modern prison.
True. That's true.
Okay. Now, source system. Yeah, just even playing for a few minutes has made the source system way less laggy. So I think it's just my computer needs to get used to it.
Yeah, mine. And when I went down there when we first started recording, it was a teeny bit laggy, but it got better really fast.
Do you want to help build this for a bit?
Sure. What am I doing?
Okay, so either the stuff between levels, like the ladders and the stuff right here, or you can help me actually like fill in the base for the next level. Oh god, frames. Jeez.
Okay, so the wood beds.
The wood and the stone brick.
Stone brick too?
Yeah, oh, back here.
I'm just grabbing all the materials.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the materials are in the chest down there.
I think I got them.
Okay.
How do you set it up? Just quick rundown.
The in-between stuff? Okay, so you can actually use the layer below as a reference to where the end rods go, and then it's just like ladders and iron bars and trapdoors.
So it's one. So it's every fourth block, it looks like.
Except for the middle.
Oh, I see that now, yeah. Okay, I can try this.
Okay, then I'll just be up here.
And I got the end rods and fence gates and stuff.
Yeah.
And then once you do that, you just extend this over to the pillar.
Extend what?
Floor. Just the actual floor.
Yes. Basically, just follow the below as a template.
Okay. Instructions. I'm not finishing that sentence.
What?
It's a meme on the internet. Instructions not clear. Got dick stuck in toaster.
Oh, okay. That one.
Yeah. Oh, that shit on YouTube. That would make me go nuts with laughter. Nintendo Direct.
Yeah, Monster Hunter. Which is the only.
There was a lot in that Direct.
Yeah, the Monster Hunter is the only thing I care about right now.
The Kirby game looks really good.
I'm not into Kirby.
I am.
I kind of am. Surprised it's taking this long for a 3D Kirby game.
Right?
Has there never been a 3D Kirby game?
No.
Huh. Well, I mean, not counting Air Ride.
I'm mostly just excited for an actual substantial Monster Hunter Rise update.
And speaking of updates, Animal Crossing's getting a an giant update finally.
Yeah, like that kind of surprised me.
I think that made everyone in the Animal Crossing community stop for a second and realize,
Yeah, it's
oh my
actually
god, we're not
Brewster, and they're actually getting their. I'm surprised it's still going.
I'm not surprised it's still going. I'm surprised it took this long to get it going.
Like, I'm surprised like it's still getting content.
Well, they said they had 2 to 3 years planned after release.
Probably, but I'm also surprised it wasn't in the in the launch.
Okay, but
Yeah,
also we
because
had almost nothing for like 9 months.
Yes, this year was nothing. It's like a miracle we're getting something finally.
Yeah. Another thing to mention has nothing to do with the direct, but Last Life.
That's life.
Did you not see Third Life got an S2? Or Season 2, rather. Minecraft Phoenix.
Oh, that, yeah, I watched, yeah, Third Life. Yeah, now it's Last Life. That's why I didn't catch it.
Yeah. Well,
I saw that. I watched it.
Yeah.
I watched it. I thought it was pretty good.
Giga, did you take my recommendation and watch it?
Nope.
Damn.
It was a slow start, I'll say that, but it has potential.
I mean, I'm not sure if you can call it a slow start when, like, Rian immediately got killed by B-dubs.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting him to be the boogeyman.
Hmm.
I mean, it's B-dubs.
Also, can we just talk about how Last Life is basically just Among Us now?
Oh my god, it is. Everyone's gonna be worried about who the boogeyman is.
Yeah.
It's just Among Us. Oh my god.
Yeah, except there's no consequence to getting caught killing someone.
Nope, it's encouraged. The only thing I can say I didn't really like, but it does add to the shenanigans, is the random lives being distributed.
Yeah. I mean, Scar got fucking 6 lives, and then
Green stole one.
Green immediately stole one.
Like, sometimes, like, that just was too... Like, I'm not going to say that seemed scripted, because I know it's Scar.
Yeah, it's Scar. It's not scripted at all.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think Green only considered stealing after he realized that Scar had 6 lives.
Yeah. And that's 6. I mean, that is tempting to do.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a no rules. It's almost an anarchy server. May as well.
Yeah. And I really hope that the kids that watch certain Minecrafters, especially Green, because he has the largest fan base, realize if it's in the video, everyone's cool with it.
And people get what's the word? Stanny? They get
Yeah.
I hate that term, but
Like,
they stand
what
for people.
stands?
What?
Like, like Dream stands.
Well, I mean, okay, you're talking to 3 Dream fans, but
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh,
it's
God,
fine.
fine.
I
sorry,
think
I have my notion ruined.
I think that Dream doesn't quite understand what stands are, because I believe he thinks that they're just particularly eager fans.
Instead of being obsessive to the point almost dangerous.
Yeah, because he made a video about stands, and it became very clear that he doesn't really encourage that behavior, but he also doesn't understand what stands are.
Mm-hmm.
And like that's fine, honestly.
Right.
I never judge a YouTuber by their fan base.
God no.
If I did, then I wouldn't like Undertale, for example. I know that Undertale isn't a YouTube channel, but you get the point.
Yeah, I get it.
The only time that I dislike a thing because of its fan base is things like Overwatch, where it's because I see it everywhere.
K-pop for me. I can't stand K-pop because of the fans.
Well, I mean, K-pop also is, I think, where standing culture is the strongest.
That's where it originates from. It took the term from hip hop, thanks to Eminem, and it became a thing with them. Where
Yeah, I knew it originated in music, but I wouldn't say that it originated with K-pop. It just became popularized.
yeah, it originates with the song by Eminem called "Dear Slim." I think that's the name of it.
Yeah,
Or
something
the
about
character in the song's named Stan, and he's
Yeah.
obsessed with Eminem to the point he kills his pregnant girlfriend.
Jesus.
Thanks,
Yeah,
music.
and the whole point of the song is be careful about who you obsess over, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But the K-pop fans didn't get the memo on that.
Yeah. Speaking of Dream, though, that versus 500's finale, or
That was fun.
quote
my God,
quote unquote
yeah.
finale, and
That
it's like
was fun.
as soon as I saw the trapdoor and the daylight sensor, I knew what he was doing.
I decided, yeah, I was like, oh my god, is it going to work? And I broke when I saw that.
I wasn't sure how that was going to work underground, though.
There was a hole above the daylight sensor,
that's
so
fine.
that at noon the sun would be shining directly in the hole and activate
that's
the
smart.
thing.
That's one thing. Dream comes up with some really good ideas.
Yeah, I saw that, and I was watching the premiere. I saw that, and I was like, he's making a fucking ender porter.
Ender Pearl stasis chamber.
That's same thing. It's usually called stasis chamber nowadays, but I believe when the trick was first discovered, then it was called an ender porter.
I only know of that trick because of
Hermitcraft, yeah.
Yeah. The only reason why I know that thing.
Impulse used one with a fishing rod in Third Life.
Really? I've only watched Green's perspective.
Yeah. Oh man,
Clever.
Impulse's perspective is just full of betrayal.
I'll be sure to watch it.
Yeah. Impulse is a great time. But like half the fun of watching a Dream versus however many Hunters video is watching him do something weird and either wondering what he's doing or knowing exactly what he's doing.
Exactly.
Oh, those bow clutches.
Yeah.
Oh,
But I'm talking about things like where he like in the second versus 500s video, he made a flying machine, and I knew what he was. I knew what he was doing the moment he started. The moment he started gathering quartz, I knew what he was doing.
That blew my mind away when he did that. I didn't know what he was
basically
doing.
just skip the boss.
Yeah.
He got the elytra, which makes it a lot more easier.
Yeah, and also in the behind the scenes video, they all agreed that Dream's not allowed to do the stasis chamber thing anymore or cheese the dragon's AI like that. Yeah, so basically the way that the manhunts work is that everything is on the table once.
I was so confused on how they broke the dragon like that.
Auto kill it.
Oh, is that wordy?
I didn't know you could like insta kill it pretty much.
It's not an insta kill. It's basically the dragon's AI tries to perch on the highest point at where the portal is, and if you have it super high and put water on it, then it gets really confused and never actually perches. So you can just shoot at it to your heart's content, basically.
Oh, that's dumb.
Yeah, but it's funny, and he's no longer allowed to do that.
It was a smart thing to do. That was a fun episode.
Yeah. Oh, geez, frame rate.
Yeah, I'm getting spikes around here too.
But as Dream is a great time.
Mm-hmm.
I like how
Besides him and go ahead.
I like how organized the hunters are getting too.
Yeah, they're getting really good. Like
Yeah,
to the point where it's like getting close.
I mean it's always been close, but yeah,
But you would always know Dream would get away in some crazy way. Now it's, is he going to get away? Oh, when he spleefed them with the moss block.
that was amazing.
I loved it. I loved it.
Yeah, that was incredible.
The second he placed that moss, I was like, oh my god, I know what he's doing.
Yeah, basically same. I just thought that he would have more of the moss already set.
Like, that was like nick of time kind of thing. He played that to the wire.
Yeah, like traps like that, I don't think anything will beat the one time that he dug the sand trap.
Or that one where he did the nether and got them stuck on the roof of the nether, the roof of the nether.
I believe. Okay, so one thing that I was wondering, like for most of these videos, was okay, how come you don't just get a bunch of obsidian and make a second portal in the Nether to travel a huge distance away? And it turns out he's actually not allowed to do that, which is the reason why stasis chambers aren't allowed now.
Oh.
But at the same time, the hunters aren't allowed to do a lot of other things, like cheesing the dragon revival.
Yeah, that was I would say that was bullshit, but that was entertaining still.
Well,
so.
it was on the table once, and now it's banned, so that's
Exactly.
fine. There's another thing that they can't do that Dream showcased very briefly, but never actually commented on, was you can erase end portal frames with mushrooms, basically, and they're not allowed to do that either.
And then he had to go find an entire another fortress when they did that.
Right, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
I remember that. That was
So if you ever wonder why a certain trick isn't performed twice, that's usually why. They agree afterwards that it's just not allowed anymore.
fair because you can't get too cheaty.
Yeah. But everything's allowed once.
Gotta figure out how to break the game in.
Yeah. And the funny thing is, I was actually wondering if anyone had told him about ender porters yet. And it turns out he uses one.
Mm-hmm. So that was that was fun.
Yeah.
Smart. That was a smart move.
Yeah. Okay, I can't remember if anything went on top of this. Hang on. Right, so wait. I can't remember if anything goes on top of the stone brick.
Well, you're underground. You're in spectator mode. I was looking for
Okay, what's next to the composters here? Composters are right there. Okay. Okay, it doesn't matter because you can't see any of it anyway. So it looks like it might just... Okay.
It's so quiet.
I'm sorry.
No, it's I'm quiet too. Not your fault. Like when we're building, we just get so intense, really quiet.
Okay, I see where the mistake was.
I mean, I'm not shocked, but I'm shocked the Pokemon fans didn't throw a hissy fit that there was no Pokemon news in this direct.
Pokemon gets its own direct usually.
Exactly.
Giga, what are you doing? And why are you so far away? Jesus.
I mean, no snap was confirmed for
I literally
N64,
just
right?
found the village and someone already died. God damn it, what's wrong with you guys?
I'm sorry,
Giga
Morty, what was
is
that? I was
now the
distracted by a
harbinger
villager
I
dying.
know the original snap was confirmed for N64.
Oh yeah, that.
I was just about to bring that up. That N64 is getting onto the Switch Online. That's so cool.
Yeah.
I'm
I bet people are
surprised
just
some
going
of
to
the games
complain that
actually now
it's
are,
money
like,
grubbing.
updated like that.
Oh, well, here's the issue. The village is right next to an outpost.
Ah! Poor villagers.
I can't say that's money grubby because it's such an old game, and
Yeah.
Switch Online's been a thing since the start. So
Yeah.
if people complain that's money grabbing, they're
I think it's
bitching
the
just a
fact that
bitch.
it costs money is the thing. Like, that Switch Online
Well, so
costs
does
money.
Pokemon
That
Snap
actually
too.
costs more than the actual game.
Yeah. Yeah, so I still have like 6 games I need to get, and I don't know at this point what the first game that I'm getting is going to be.
Is there a choice or is it
Okay,
by
so
release?
it's the games that I'm thinking of are obviously Brilliant Diamond, Legends Arceus. I do want to get New Snap. I want to get Monster Hunter Stories 2. I want to get Let's Go Eevee. And I want to get Neo World Ends With You.
Which one do you want first?
I don't
If
know.
you had to choose.
I mean, if it gets to the point where they're out and I don't have any of the games, then it's gonna be the Brilliant Diamond.
Gotcha.
But I was hoping to get Let's Go and Snap before they came out, but no, I spent my money on the pre-order for Star Set stuff.
Oh, the new album?
Yeah.
I'm excited for that.
They just released a song today.
They did? I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's in the playlist that I have. The
I'll go.
yeah,
I'll have to go check it out.
it's a really good song.
Did not know that. Like I was just literally about to pause this game and go look, and
Yeah.
I would have played on recording.
I mean,
I don't want to get too much hunting fate. I think I have a strike on my channel for Pokemon. I got a channel when I did the X Wonderlock. I got a strike on that video because I let the intro play in the game.
yeah, Pokemon intros and credits tend to get striked.
Yeah, but there was a Chinese company, and I was able to fight it.
Ah.
It wasn't actually Pokemon; it was some Chinese company.
Okay. Yeah, sometimes
Copyrighted.
companies will just send in false claims and hope that you don't fight them.
Yeah. And last time I checked, a lot of things are considered fair use.
So yeah, I'm really looking forward to more songs from Starset's new album, just because they are killing it with the 2.5 they've released so far.
Yes,
I'm counting Infected as half because that was something that Hypergriff commissioned from them, the people who make Arknights.
I consider it.
Yeah,
I'll count it.
but the thing is, I don't know if that's actually part of their new album or not.
Oh, I know when Imagine Dragons did a song for, I think, League of Legends. It was released on an album.
Yeah. By the way, their new album is called Horizons, and I keep forgetting that.
I can't forget that because That's what I call the series on the channel.
Uh,
I'm like, oh, Horizons. I feel, what's the word? Biased to liking that name.
well, I mean, they've had pretty good and thematic names for their albums. It's Vessels, Transmissions, Divisions, and now Horizons.
They are really good names.
Yeah, I see they're still doing the thing where they're stylizing song names by putting them in all caps.
Oh, I never noticed that they were all caps.
Yeah,
I
I
always
think
thought that was just
they seem to have started that with Divisions, which was their most recent before Horizons.
right.
And there's no Illager in this one.
Oh no.
There's Illager illusion there.
Hey, so a quick question.
Yeah.
So I see the changelog that apparently you swapped around Alter and Kingler's normal abilities. Oh wait,
They were just
so
in the
it was-
wrong order.
Oh, so it's still Tough Claws, Hypercutter.
Yeah, it's just that so sometimes basically if abilities are in the wrong order, then you get issues like, for example, Piscifor Pidgey evolving into Keenai Pidgeotto.
Oh.
So they were just in the wrong order. That's all.
Alright, I'm gonna fix that on the wiki, or is that good the way it is?
It's fine.
Okay.
I don't know what I'm doing.
I already fixed Vaporeon, so
Yeah, I'm making some Pokemon fucking monsters.
oh I know. Yeah, you turned Vaporeon into an absolute beast.
I turned Vaporeon basically into Ninetales, but water.
Yeah, because you got Drizzle with a Swift Swim, Mega.
Yeah.
Yikes.
And meanwhile, their Mega Ninetales is a thing, and it has solar power, I think.
Yeah, no, it does. Oh yeah, no, it does. And you have Drought. Yeah,
Yeah. I think I did something similar with Alolan
Alolan. Yeah,
Ninetales.
Snow Warning and Flush Rush.
Yeah.
That's mean Ice, but
Was it Slush Rush?
for Mega, yeah.
Okay. I couldn't remember if it was Snowcloak or not. So yeah. And, oh my god. So I did the move sets for all of Zoltan's team, and he is fucking dangerous.
Joy, I can't wait to fight him.
So like,
oh yeah, wait, is Zoltan Sneasel only in hard mode or?
yes, and it's getting replaced.
Oh, okay, I should probably
The-
add that as well.
The thing it's getting replaced with is a spoiler, though.
Got it.
But I just want to pull attention to the fact that he has a Hydreigon with Blacken and Hyper Beam.
Oh. Oh yeah, that ability, which is pretty much an 8 ability on a Hydreigon. Hilarious. Wait, hold on, what is it?
Yeah. And Blacken is just like Arrow 8 for
Yeah.
dark types.
I was just about to ask what that move, what that ability was.
But the thing is that this actually comes from the roleplay. So at one point in the roleplay, I had Zoltan command his Hydreigon, or not really command because Zoltan's weird, but his Hydreigon used Hyper Beam with all 3 heads because anime rules. So I figure what better way to reference that than to give his Hydreigon Hyper Beam in the game.
Okay. I like that
Give
idea.
it hyper voice. That could be a little dangerous.
Yeah, but that's not quite in theme with that Hydreigon's moveset because
Return. This is like Salamence all over again.
like let me go look at what that Hydreigon actually has.
To be fair, Hyper Beam's a flashy move.
Yeah.
It's the iconic Pokemon attack.
Oh
Yeah.
shit! No, it gets Tri Attack. It's got a Dark type move, and oh shit!
Ooh, that's actually a good idea. But I don't want to get rid of Hyper
You're
Beam.
welcome, viewers.
I don't want to get rid of Hyper Beam. Okay,
is
so his Hydreigon has Blacken and a Life Orb with Hyper Beam, Draco Meteor, Fire Blast, and Hydro Pump.
Yikes.
I laughed knowing I'm going to have to face these things someday.
I don't know if the player's actually going to fight that Hydreigon, but it's looking likely.
Oh,
Alright, let's see if
I think it's fair we fight it.
The thing is, there's actually a few of Zoltan's Pokemon that I know for a fact he will not fight.
Well, time to use a freaking Azumarill. That's the only thing that resists all four types.
Yeah.
I have one of those. But then I drop it off for Entrip.
Yes.
What's up? Entrip's good though.
Yeah, it's kind of like, why would you use canon Pokemon when you have all these really cool variants?
Exactly.
And that's also kind of what I'm relying on because, Azumarill kind of destroys that Hydreigon.
Thank you for telling me that. I'll make sure I take it back on my team. Market Center.
But again, I'm not even sure if he'll fight Hydreigon.
Wiki, is it?
Alright. Well,
Oh.
how is teasing? You should. We should fight it.
Azumarill on my hard mode team when I finally do that.
Okay, so almost all of Zoltan's Pokemon, I think you'll see in action, but you won't necessarily be the one fighting them.
You can see most of them.
What?
The one game over cutscene, you can see most of them.
Well, yeah, but I mean, in action.
Oh, that's true.
But you won't necessarily be the one fighting them.
Ah.
And there's another character that I'm excited for you to see them in action.
Oh boy.
A while back, I'm not saying who it is, but a while back, I posted a screenshot of Rhodey losing to a shiny Charizard.
I remember that screenshot.
Yeah, I'm not saying what the context is. I'm not saying who he was fighting. But I really want to see players react to it for the first time.
Oh, I got a quick question. If you're allowed to answer this, will we? When you say oh, we'll see these Pokemon in action, but we're not necessarily going to be fighting them ourselves. Does that mean we're going to be spectating battles?
Yes.
Oh, okay, that's awesome.
Yeah, there's a Rip Giga. There's a fairly recent plugin, I guess you would say, a custom script where you can script battles and not even be the one participating in them.
That's really cool.
Yeah, I think so far we used it for 6 battles, I think.
For what? Oh, for 6 battles. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. And I am excited because it's just a fun time.
Now, is this the new update or is this far future?
This is 3.0 stuff.
Okay. Going back out of the water for this part.
And speaking of that, so we don't have anything set in stone in regards to this, but 2.9 might be the last update before 3.0, just because it's easier on us that way. Because we don't have to constantly update things. I think what I want to do, and I'm not sure if Giga agrees with me or not, is put 2.9 out, wait 1 or 2 weeks to get bug fixes done if necessary, and then focus all energy on 3.0 and not release any updates until 3.0 is ready.
Sounds like you got a bit planned with all this.
Yeah, because this way it's easier because we don't have to constantly update the wiki. We don't have to worry about accidentally leaving 3.0 content in 2.10 or whatever.
Mhm.
And we give players something to chew on while we get stuff done, basically.
Right. And it sounds like a good plan to go about, to do it like that.
Yeah. Hey, Giga, what do you think?
I think I'd be fine for it.
Okay.
I should not have gotten my stuff back from my tombstone while I was on creative.
Oh no.
Oh no.
And now I have no armor.
Uh,
Uh,
oh well. Live and learn.
well, I mean, that kind of sucks for where I am right now.
And just go back to creative.
Yeah, I guess.
Like, we gave up on this being a survival series a long time ago.
It just really sucks is all.
Yeah. But, man, I am so excited for 3.0.
I look forward to it as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna
The way
have to
you're
like go
making it
through
sound.
all the pages and update all the TMs and
So, Wardy, what we might end up doing for 3.0 is give you the build ahead of time so you can get a start on it, but not upload any pages.
I technically started one or two. Just I think it was an accident. Because the one I could finish like right now is literally tank growth because it's only missing its TM, but it's a thing that's a past level cap currently. So I'm like, I'm just gonna leave it. I think Pidgeot actually is almost done as well. I just leave these TMs and that's done too.
Well, I don't really count evolutions. I'm talking about things like,
Oh, like actual new Pokemon.
yeah, you would see new variants and stuff and be able to get a head start on those pages, just not actually put them on the wiki until a little bit after the update is out.
I have like a backup.
Yeah. The main thing is I just want to actually get 3.0 going.
Yeah, I'm excited for that.
It's gonna be a fun addition to the game, definitely.
Because Giga, how long did it take us to get 2.0 out after 1.3? I think 1.3 was the last update before. Yeah. And meanwhile, 3.0 has taken us years because it's just so much content.
And I know,
Right.
yeah, 3.0 is gonna be
And
massive.
we just been busy with other things.
Yeah. You would think that we would get more done during COVID, but no.
Oh,
I look at me, I
COVID,
got pretty
nothing
much
gets
all
done.
2.0 Pokemon Y is done.
Nope.
It doesn't help that 3.0 was originally going to be like half the size. Because the original plan was to stop 3.0 at Onyxia, but now we're going further beyond that. And that's just an exponential amount of content.
I'm really looking forward to seeing it next year.
Yeah.
People can finally do that one quest.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Or can they?
Speed you to another thing.
It's like the fucking Magikarp quest in Reborn or whatever it was. I don't think I ever actually finished that quest.
I don't remember a Magikarp quest in Reborn.
Well, it felt like a Magikarp quest. It was basically you bought a Pokemon and then it got stolen, so you chase the thief down, but it got stolen from them, so you chase that thief down, and this happens throughout the entire game.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
That sounds funny.
Joke's on you, the Magikarp's actually 6 IVs. No wonder why they're all after it.
Mm.
Oh, my hand keeps going fucking numb while I'm playing.
Is it like
It's happening
the edge of your hand?
like just my thumb.
Hmm.
Like the thumb and the part that connects to the hand itself. Like it's happening to me every time I've been playing Minecraft or any type of block placing game.
It might be how you're holding the mouse.
I think so.
Stretch your wrist a bit, maybe.
Yeah. I'm not supposed to be getting hurt as a YouTuber.
Another thing that I'm excited for with 3.0 is that players will finally know what's up with Kaiser.
Really? We're finally going to get to know?
Yeah. Kaiser takes the spotlight a bit in 3.0. Like, right out the gate.
Oh, I'm very interested in knowing his secrets.
Yeah, right out the gate you start learning things about him.
I look forward to it. You've always been teasing with Kaiser.
That's kind of the entire point of his character.
Mm-hmm. The red herring, who might not be a red herring.
How red is this herring?
I fucked up.
What'd you fuck up?
Instead of stopping where I was supposed to stop with the blocks, I just kept placing them.
Oh.
No, I have to just take down the entire side of the serpent.
Man, Thursdays are such a chill time.
Oh, yeah.
Like, we're just talking about Pokemon while both of us are building, and Giga's dying.
Well, I was almost
Only
going to ask
happened
to postpone
once.
it. I was almost going to ask for postponed recording session this week.
Oh.
Diablo 2 Resurrected came out today. And it's like that's my childhood I'm replaying right now. Like part of me thought like if this was like playing in my head, I was like, I wonder if I could just like sit in Minecraft and talk and just play that in the background.
You would still have to record.
They can just I'll just put myself in a place that just watches over everything.
Welcome to the most boring episode of Minecraft ever.
Yep.
That's okay, you have me.
Hey, Kaylee
And
has
me,
great.
sort of.
What do you mean, sort of?
Yes.
Oh man, that just kind of reminds me. A couple nights ago, Giga and I were bickering in the Protochroma server, and we bicker playfully. And it only occurred to me, like after the conversation, to say, "Oh, by the way, for any concerned onlookers, no, we're not fighting." And it turns out that someone actually was concerned.
Really?
Yeah.
It's funny.
Well, I mean, he told me to fuck off at one point, so.
That I would have probably been laughing if I saw that. Because I know that's not how you two are.
Yeah.
You both seem the type who would just like take digs at each other for shits and giggles.
Basically, we've been doing it since we've known each other.
Yeah.
Granted, Giga was much less of a sport about it back then.
Yeah. I've definitely gotten better about it, but at the
Yeah.
same time, I just keep giving Kuda more ammo.
I think I've said more than a few times that only I'm allowed to make fun of you now.
Yeah.
Girlfriend privileges.
That's how it should be. I love this music track that's playing now.
Nothing's playing for me, and I'm like,
Oh.
yeah, it's fine.
It's the one with the steel drums.
Ah.
Like that weird circle drum people tap on and make those sounds.
Ah.
I love that instrument.
God, this orange and blue is just hurting my eyes staring at it for so long. Why did I make the logo like this?
Orange and blue.
Because
oh, that orange and blue.
Yeah.
They're a good color.
Yeah. But it's like, it's really intense when you're doing it with wool.
Mm-hmm. Oh my god, yeah. I just popped in and it all popped in.
Yeah.
I'm sure you're making Syracuse fans very happy right now. It's a reference to a place where I live almost near. Everyone should. It's a famous basketball team, college basketball team. Everyone knows who Syracuse is.
I don't follow sports ball.
Neither do I, but I just live nearby, so I know it. I live like 45 minutes away from Syracuse. Sports ball.
What I'm excited for more than anything is when we actually get a sizable demo together for 3.0, because it's going to be at least the first new city.
Right. What's the new city, Anexia?
No, it's Lapazuli. You don't go to Anixia for a while.
Okay. Which is the one you showed me? That's that I think this is public knowledge. Some of the screenshots you showed me.
Was it basically dark with neon purple and blue?
It was part of those screenshots.
Yeah, that's Anixia.
Okay, I know that's the next one. There was another one with that was a farm. I love that.
That's not a town.
I like
that's off of Route 8. And you might get there in the demo, but it's after Lapazuli, so.
Okay.
Maybe not.
Yeah.
The demo, will I just be able to continue off my save I have now?
You should be able to, yes.
Okay. Because I don't want to lose the save I have. Good start. When do I start tapering this in? I think
it's going to be kind of interesting because I think I set a couple of new variables that players won't have gotten on older saves.
Like?
I'm trying to actually remember. Like, for example, there are characters that remember how you've interacted with them, kind of.
Oh, that's cool.
Like, it's like a reputation meter type thing.
Like choices matter kind of thing.
Yes. Oh, yes.
I like that.
Choices very much matter in this game.
I like games like that a lot.
I can't remember offhand what I did, but I remember thinking, yeah, players on older saves might not get the full experience with this.
So what you're telling me is, once it's fully out, 100% finished, to play a whole playthrough of it again.
Basically, yes. I know that I want 4.0 to require a new save.
Okay.
Because 4.0, not counting post game, is going to be the full game.
Okay.
Pulling a uranium with this, basically.
The post game comes eventually.
Yeah. Post game will be 5.0 stuff.
I'm glad we went full podcast with this series.
Yeah, same.
Oh, like last week we had the little survival adventure with that place Gigafound.
Mm-hmm.
Gives me some ideas. There's like some stuff we could actually do, still, like outside of creative.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, outside of creative. What am I talking about?
But it's very clear that creative is our main thing now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is mostly just a podcast with gameplay footage in the background.
Exactly. And if there's quiet moments, there's quiet moments.
Yeah.
Hey, can you come here in a second? I gotta ask you a question.
Let me finish putting down these torches.
Okay.
Sorry, I got tongue twisted there.
I'm just getting a little confused on when I should start tapering up to the neck.
Alright, be right there.
I don't want it to be too where it looks just silly, where it just goes skinny then head. I was thinking of doing it starting right now at this layer I'm at. Just bring it in until I'm at the part where I could keep it at the same.
Okay, so honestly, I probably wouldn't taper it at all.
I'll keep it thick. Just
Yeah.
Gigantic head.
Yeah.
Okay. Just taper out when you get to the tail.
Yeah.
Okay.
Make it thicker around where the chest would be. Like you're making the neck right now, basically.
Okay, so the when I straighten out this curve,
Yeah.
make this curve wider, that's where its belly would be.
Yeah, like around where it bends actually would be the metaphorical shoulders.
Mm-hmm. Start the belly start making it thicker after this segment here.
Yeah.
And if we were still in the desert, I could have made a giant sandworm. Only real nerds will understand that reference. Okay, not tapering it up. Got it. Thanks for the advice.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just shocked this calcite worked so well for the stomach.
I'm not surprised.
Like I've never really looked at it closely. When I saw it had like a scale-like texture on it, I was like, oh, good.
Yeah, there is some blocks that just make really good scales.
Mm-hmm.
Blackstone, calcite.
So does what the fuck's it called? Ancient debris. But
Yeah.
you got the problem of the weird underneath bit.
Yeah. One of these days I'll actually make that giant tree.
you got to do that.
Yeah.
That's gonna be awesome.
It's been a while since I made a custom tree, so I'm kind of putting it off.
I understand putting things off, but I finally bit the bullet. Remember how I've been telling you I've had to make wings
Yeah.
for a project I'm doing? I finally made the wings.
Yay!
I think I have a picture. Yeah, I'll send you a picture. Well, I'll post it in the thing. I have to get it off Facebook real quick.
Okay.
I remember who I sent it to, so I could just save it on my computer. Little blurry, but you'll be able to see the wings. And actually, all the bits of the Chimera are in this picture.
Hmm.
People are genuinely shocked I'm capable of doing these things, and it's like, people know me. You shouldn't be shocked I'm able to pull this off. I sent it.
Okay.
I'm very happy with the wings. They do open up too, so they do get
So they're posable.
very posable.
I will look after I finish placing this wool.
Okay. Oh, the
Rip
Harbinger of
Villager.
Death is at it again.
Yep. Giga's basically just the Villager Grim Reaper at this point.
Mm-hmm. Wherever he goes, death follows in his wake. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6.
Phoenix, have you noticed how far away he is though?
Oh yeah, I've noticed. He's. If you ever find a mesa, let me know, Gaga. I like building in mesas.
Well, don't worry, I found a mesa.
Awesome! I love mesas. They're so goddamn rare.
They're not that rare.
I can never find them. They're rare for me.
See, what you need to do is use a seed that starts in a mesa.
That's usually what I do when I want to build in a mesa.
Yeah.
Definitely when we start season the kill feed.
Yeah.
When we start season 2, whenever that is, once the new update comes, we should definitely look for a warmer area.
Yeah.
In my opinion, anyways.
I'll start scouting seeds.
Okay.
Like, the only reason that we're on this seed is because it happens to be Foxfire.
Right.
This series kind of evolved over the course of however long we've been doing this.
Oh yeah, all summer.
Yeah, because not only did we add Giga, but also we did have Wordy, who seems to have left. But
That's the thing I really like. Having the idea of bringing on guests, be like in the podcast kind of thing.
yeah,
We have Wordy coming in weekly now. That's awesome. Like, if we're ever going to do a episode where we talk about Protochroma, do you think Wim would ever join in?
she's not in the server, but maybe.
Like we could like make a special server just for the podcast talking kind of thing.
I mean, we can always go to Zedge. She's in there too.
True. Definitely could. That would be like that's like an idea I've been wanting to bring up for a while.
Hmm.
She's hosting the server for us. We can play this.
Maybe. Something tells me that
had.
she wouldn't be too into the idea, though.
Even if it is just to talk Protochroma?
Yeah. Like, she and I voice fairly frequently, although we haven't done in a while. But I don't know if she would like having her voice on YouTube.
Right, that makes sense. That's understandable.
Plus, there's the issue of she might not even be available when we record.
Yeah. That's an idea.
Yeah. I mean,
you ever want to bring on? You can.
Yeah. And if we go to Zedge to record, then that means that someone like Nate could probably pop in.
Well, I mean, he's on this server, so...
Yeah, but he doesn't look at voice as much here.
Well, I mean, we could ping him.
Yeah, we could.
Fuck. What did I break? Where did I break it?
Is he online right now? He is. Oops, that is not the right person.
Ah, there it is. That doesn't look right. What the fuck did I do?
Okay, I have pinged Nate.
Oh.
Uh,
Yeah, Nate says no.
I know. I have the Discord open
I know.
in the corner.
I was telling viewers too, though.
Oh, right. I sometimes forget we're actually recording. Sometimes.
Yeah.
surprise! We aren't recording for YouTube.
That's a bad habit I have. I forget I'm recording sometimes, and I'll just go into my normal game mode and either super quiet or shit talk the most shit talk I've ever shit talked. I don't censor myself as it is. Oh my god.
Are you just killing everyone, Giga?
I'm just in this maze of spawning villagers and evokers.
Ah.
4, 5, 6. I really love seeing the color changing Prismarine. It's such a cool thing.
Yeah.
It works good for a sea monster. Can I bitch about something real quick?
Sure.
Stupidity of people. I was shopping on Amazon the other day, and I wasn't going to actually buy one, but I was just curious, and I was looking at ships and bottles, like the model kit for a ship and a bottle.
Yeah.
And there's one that's the USS Constitution, and it comes with everything you need to build it. And it has the lowest reviews. And the people in the comments reviewing it are saying, "You build this ship and it doesn't fit in the bottle." Oh no fucking shit! You're supposed to build it inside the bottle.
Good lord.
Either people don't read directions or they're just that stupid. I've never built a ship in a bottle before, but I know how they work at least.
To be fair, what they might mean is that the completed ship doesn't sit well in the bottle.
No, they showed the picture. They had the ship built outside the bottle.
Okay.
They couldn't get it in. And it's like,
you see,
that's not how these work.
You see, I find that life makes me less angry if I give people the benefit of the doubt.
See, if there wasn't a picture, I would have said, okay, they probably screwed up somewhere. When it's the picture of and the ship completely built and rigged outside the bottle,
Oh boy.
They lose faith in humanity.
This kind of just reminds me of a bunch of reviews for the Splatoon manga I saw retweeted. People be idiots because they don't get how manga works.
Oh, they read it the wrong way?
Yeah, just like, this book doesn't read right to me. This book doesn't read left to right. What the fuck?
I've actually had a similar thing happen. I can't say I've had a review that pissed. I'm used to reading manga, right?
Yeah.
And I recently got a comic book. I tried to read it like a manga from back to front. And I was like, wait a second, this doesn't make sense. What's going on? And I was like, oh, wait, this is American. I
Rip.
grew up with Shonen Jump, so that was my comic shit. I was always used to reading back to front.
I don't read a lot of manga.
I'm very, very picky. That's any type of literature I'm picky with. I think the last one I've read was when it was like an anniversary for Death Note, and I bought the complete series of it. It was all one gigantic book.
Ah. I think the last manga I read was Pokemon.
Which one?
One of the adventures ones. Or, well, it's one of the early adventures. Like, okay, so my local library had almost complete volume of red and yellow adventures. So I read both of those. Plus, they had
Awesome.
Mystery Dungeon one.
That's awesome. My library has just started to get a manga section, but they accidentally ordered a bunch of hentai manga and they had to shut it down.
Oh God!
Monster,
Oh boy.
Asume. It was uncensored,
Oh boy.
and it's like, and they were wondering why all the kids were so happy about it. And then the librarian realized they ordered hentai. And it's like, It was very funny when it happened. I broke something somewhere again.
Oh no.
Just do it from the other side. It might just add up eventually. And it does not. Oh. Fix it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ah! That's what I did wrong. This is the problem of building in circles. It so easily messes up.
Yep.
No, I kind of like the colors I chose for this. I know it's nothing like any of the colors for your Heimsen.
Heimsins.
Heimsens?
Sins.
Heimsens.
Yes.
I think it works as like a sea serpent, especially with the color changing brick.
Alright, I'm back.
Oh, welcome back.
Hello.
Oh yeah, village.
Incoming death messages.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. That's a layer mostly built up. Now to figure out what I want to be filtered in. Yeah. All right, what do you think? Wood or ore?
Or hold on, I'm coming on over.
Go Ravagers.
For the next layer.
Yeah. So this is the ore chest. And this is the wood chest, which I still need to put some like fences and stuff in.
If you have everything for ore, I would say, well, okay, well, hold on, let me see where you're coming up next. I would go wood.
Okay.
It's like building blocks and stuff already.
Okay, so I need to start transferring things like fences and stuff.
This is kind of looking like a prison. You like stand in the center and look up.
Yeah. Oh, I need to put the coral in a good spot too.
Oh, that's another block I was going to use, but I couldn't figure out where to put it yet. So I might use it for the sails. Or not the sails, the fins. Okay. Membrane in between the spikes, I should say. I was going to use fences for that, or not fences, like trapdoors for that originally, but it wouldn't work with certain orientations. I can try. I'm probably going to try. Big old snake.
Oh, good. I'm starting to learn what coral is what.
Really?
Yeah.
Cool.
Cool. Okay. So coral is all set there.
I was thinking about buying a capture card too.
Ooh.
It's like if I know I said I won't do mainline Pokemon games on the channel. Come on, Arceus. The problem is, usually when I would always use the other game I wasn't playing as the recording copy.
Yeah.
Like Shield was my personal copy, Sword was my recording copy. I can't do that with Arceus. I thought I'd complain about Game Freak not making 2 games.
Okay, so I'm with the wood. I'm currently doing the 6-sided log, the normal log, stripped versions of both of those, planks, slabs, and stairs. I'm going to be adding fences and fence gates. Should I add doors and trapdoors?
Yes.
Okay, so that's going to be a lot then.
That'll probably take up an entire floor.
Yeah.
Or more.
Okay, let's see.
Oh, I gotta be careful.
Oh?
This is when it starts turning.
Ah.
Why did I have to make it all diagonal here?
Okay, I'm just going to do like oak first and see where I'm at.
Okay.
Especially because oak also has a petrified oak slab, so that's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Petrified oak slab?
Yeah, it's a weird bug that became an actual thing. So basically,
Never heard of it before.
Basically, what it is that oak slabs used to have the same data as like stone slabs for some reason. Oh god, I'm gotten all confused now.
How do you get it, petrified oak slabs?
I don't remember.
I've never heard of it before. Is it in the creative menu?
Yep.
Ooh.
Oak
Oh, it
dog.
looks exactly the same.
Yeah. It just like it has some metadata for stone slabs. Things like the footstep sound.
Oh. Hmm. It's interesting. I've never heard of this block before.
Yeah.
Oh, I should start making a twist. I've started making a twist a long time ago. Oh, this is something for off-screen Phoenix to do. Because if you don't mind coming back over here real quick.
I cannot right now.
Okay. You know how it's facing one way
Yeah.
right now? I have the head looking over at your village,
Mm-hmm.
at the dragon. Its whole body should be twisting. Just at least start twisting.
Not necessarily. Like snakes are flexible.
Oh. I just don't want the transition to the twist to be too weird.
Mm.
Like, I'm going to start it now, and I'm just wondering if I should eventually bring it further down so it doesn't look too weird.
I mean, probably.
You know what I mean? Definitely start the twist.
We talk about how I'm still naming the filter sticks fuck.
Funny. That's funny.
And I just casually refer to them as fuck sticks. Okay.
Fuck sticks.
How many types of wood are there?
Birch.
Six.
Okay.
Okay, I might be able to fit all the types of wood onto one floor.
Really?
Maybe. Only doing like the things that I listed. No buttons or pressure plates.
Right, that would be going in the redstone section.
Yeah. I mean, theoretically, so should doors and fence gates, but whatever.
Those are more buildy.
Yeah. Okay. Now that I've established I can do that, I'm going to start just putting the fuck sticks in instead of filtering everything one by one.
Fuck sticks.
Yeah.
Alright, I have a 12-year-old
I
mind.
just realized for one of the. Oh wait, never mind.
What?
No, I was looking at the trainer.txt for Rubina City Gym. I thought one of the fire breathers had level 29 Daramaka when you first enter the gym, and I'm like, that's a little too high level for you, buddy.
Ah.
Then I saw it too, I'm like, that makes a lot more sense.
Okay.
You just chalk it up to Sardonyx being brutally hard.
We're not that unfair. Something that I said, I don't know if it was during one of your streams or during one of Terrific streams, but I said something along the lines of, I want people to suffer, but like in a fair way.
That was my stream.
Okay. And that kind of mentality is what leads to parental bond dragon darts.
I can't wait for that. I need a fairy type for that one for sure.
Yeah. Giga, would it be considered a spoiler to say who has that?
Yes.
Okay. I think that was one of my best ideas. Was to give that person that Pokemon.
Evil too.
Yep.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, everything's going as planned.
And
Interesting.
people who are watching this and do not have access to the dev server, I welcome any and all theories and guesses, but I will not confirm or deny any of them.
And I don't look to me to confirm or deny anything on my comments because I don't even know. I do know, but I'm not good with names, so what's his face and whatchamacallit are my answers.
God, I just remembered, because I was thinking about people who actually watch the videos, I just remembered that I'm pretty sure I have confirmed with Terrific that he's going to be sending me Mountain Dew at some point. So there's this like dumb joke where he kept referring to me with male pronouns, even though I don't care. When he found out that he does that, he said something along the lines of, "I owe Kuda 30, or how I owe Kuda one favor for every time I use male pronouns." And I think he settled on 30 as a guesstimate, and I immediately told him that I'm gonna keep that in mind.
Hold them to it.
Yeah. And I do not mind using one of my 30 favors on Mountain Dew.
Yeah, it's Mountain Dew's Mountain Dew. Mountain Dew's good shit.
Yeah, apparently there's some new flavor that I have not seen. And also, I couldn't find Voodoo when I went to the store a couple days ago, so I'll have to be on the lookout for that.
It was off my shelves too. It was off my shelves too. And
Yeah.
it's not even October yet, and it's the Halloween one.
Yeah, like I remember seeing it a couple of weeks ago, and I saw there was one case of it, and then there just wasn't any when I went to the store on Tuesday.
Oh, that sucks.
So if
I'm
nothing
hoping...
else, I can just get Terrific to give me some.
Like, I was able to find some single bottles of it, and I bought 3, I think. That adds up to be more. That's expensive because they're $2 for a single bottle now.
Yeah, and it's like only $5 for a 12-pack. Granted, the bottles are bigger than the cans, but still.
Exactly. It's more soda.
Yeah. I think if you consider that bottles are basically just 2 cans, yeah, you're basically getting a free extra bottle if you buy a 12-pack instead of just individual bottles. Mountain Dew is good, though. I wish they would stop retiring flavors.
I know, I miss Whiteout.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything besides regular diet, real sugar, which is just throwback, Major Melon, the new Rise flavors. Although I don't pay attention to the flavors of the energy drinks because I only get the blue Rise one. Frostbite, and whatever seasonal one happens to be around. And Voltage on rare occasion.
I haven't seen Frostbite in a good month. It's been Major Melon and the new USA.
I haven't seen...
The new USA is not that good.
I haven't seen USA. I have seen Frostbite, but not in the actual soda section of the store. It's in the refrigerated little things up by the aisles. Or not the aisles, checkout. You know, the stuff that they put over by checkout to appeal to your sudden impulses.
Why do they get us with the impulses?
Yeah.
Did I fuck this up again?
Yeah, I only see Voltage on rare occasion, to the point where I do occasionally wonder if the flavor's been retired, but no, it's just not in Walmart as much anymore.
It's weird. That is really weird.
Yeah. Voltage used to be my favorite flavor, too. It's still up there, but I've gotten more of a taste for Throwback and Rise.
My favorite was Whiteout, and that's gone.
Okay, so weird take. I don't like Whiteout because it tastes like children's Tums.
Does it?
And
Weird
now I
take.
don't like Whiteout anymore.
I don't think I've ever had children Tums, so that's why I don't associate it with anything medicinal.
If I had to describe it, it's like chalky in taste, but not in texture. With this weird sort of artificial fruit flavoring,
Mm-hmm.
which I have always associated with Tums.
It does have an artificial fruit taste, doesn't it?
Yeah. Like, there are some artificial fruit flavors that are really good. Banana is one of them.
Oh God, no!
I like
Oh, you're
artificial banana.
evil.
I like
I'm sorry. That shit's nasty to me.
like whenever I don't even know if these still exist. There's these like you put in a quarter and you get a handful of candy, and they used to be
I know what
like
you're talking about.
there used to be these like hard candy fruit things.
They still exist.
Okay. I always loved the
Exactly.
banana ones.
Oh, they would turn to my stomach.
Okay. Yeah, I just love artificial banana flavor. I don't know why.
Ironically, it's the real banana flavor before we made bananas into what they are now.
Neat. Oh god. I have too many fuck sticks.
We should not give
Hey,
a
so a quick
fuck
question.
stick.
What, Wordy?
So quick question. So I know Rubina's trainers, the gym, it changes at you have the initial when you first get in, then you have after you enter Citreville City, and then after whatchamacallit, Ironis. Do you want me to make like separate tables for all those, or like I do for like Mary or Jordan? Like player chose or no, like Amarella School building, like you chose Evie, Mianfu, Solacis.
Whatever works, honestly.
I'm just trying to think. All right. Oh, wait, I got an idea. Do it like Hayden from Route 1. Think that'd be better, or do you think the first one?
I don't really care. As long as it looks good in the end.
All right, I'm just trying to think.
That ain't right.
Hmm?
No, it's just something ain't right over here. I miscounted somewhere. Turned it the correct way. One block over, one block over. Fuck.
That's wrong.
20, 21. I'm just counting, that's why I didn't answer.
Ah.
1, 21. Okay.
That's intriguing.
Hmm.
No, I'm doing a fire breather Richard's Charmeleon. He has Ember twice, technically. Because it's 4 moves, and the only one is it's Smoke Screen, Dragon Rage, Smoke Screen, and then Ember twice, because there's one level 1 and one level 7.
Well, I
It's
mean, a
going down
Pokemon
the
can only learn a move once, so
Oh, so it's just 3 moves, I'm guessing?
yeah.
Or just go with one that, or just ignore one of the repeating embers.
Yeah.
I'll have to test it out, but
Somehow you're less far away than you were before, Giga.
Okay.
Hmm?
Nothing makes sense, but it all adds up.
Okay.
It's math. It's fucking math.
I'm glad it worked
add
out.
up. It shouldn't add up though. It's physically impossible for this to be where it is.
I'm sure it does make sense.
It just doesn't look right.
Yeah.
Because I've started shifting every block over by 1, so it looks like it's turning. These 2 blocks, it's all right, but they're not shifted. I'm done with this for today. This is getting me boggling my mind. How long have I been recording? Only an hour and 40 minutes. Oh, shit.
You want to come back over here and watch?
Yeah. As I'm hurting my brain trying to figure this one out. There's the episode of the second part. I broke it in my brain. I've never been this confused in Minecraft before. I set in a composter.
At least it doesn't have anything in it.
I'm in it now.
Well, you're not compost though.
I am compost.
Goddamn sticky keys.
Are you okay, Giga?
Yes.
Okay.
I think that's a new way to tell someone you're a piece of shit. Just call them your compost.
But I said you weren't compost.
No. I said I was. Then looked sad. I looked down sad.
Ah.
Oh, I gotta see that serpent from a distance, see if it looks weird from turning. Load in, giant serpent. Oh.
What you could do is get a cam account.
Okay. I'm not buying another Minecraft for that. Okay, it does look a little weird. I will have to transition more layers underneath it over. Maybe that's the problem I'm seeing. But if I can pull this off, it'll look really nice. Never built something that gigantic or that organic gigantic before. You see what I mean by making it turn?
Yeah.
I'm definitely going to have to make the curve happen more towards the middle of the part that's up.
That's interesting.
What?
For some reason, with the comma ones, Leader Ashley after Citreville City, some of her mons are lower leveled than the trainers in that gym.
I mean,
Like,
that's
15, 15, 17. Meanwhile, the trainer below that, right before that, has a freaking level 20 Daramaka.
I think you might be looking at the wrong things because the gym scale.
No. Yeah, because there's the normal, and then comma 1, comma 2, comma 3, comma 4, comma 5.
Yeah, because that shouldn't be the case.
Kuda, you're forgetting something.
What am I forgetting?
Give it a moment.
Should it be comma 2, I'm guessing?
Like, I already brought up the fact that the gym scale.
I know, but the problem is, it's like 0, 1, 2, 3. The question is, what would make Ashley? It also makes sense for it to be comma 2, not comma 1. Because comma 1 would make it unlike the other trainers. Yeah, you got any ideas, or?
I'm sure he does, he's just not telling us.
I'm waiting for you to try to realize why there's 6 of them.
Is there hard mode scaling now?
1, 2, 3.
Yes.
Okay, because I can never remember if we actually implemented the hard mode scaling or not on the gyms.
Oh, okay, it's hard mode. Oh, I'm a dumb. Thank you.
What do I put in the last section? I have a little bit under 40 slots left on this level, which isn't enough to do another full thing like the nether stuff, or actually it might be enough to do the coral.
Because there's not much of coral.
Yeah.
The alive and dead versions of it.
Yeah.
Unless you count the little plants of it too.
Yeah. Well, I mean, even then, there's 6 times 5, so that's enough.
Yeah, there's
Cool.
not much at all.
Alright, I'll do the coral then.
$30 total if you count the...
Oh, yes, I can multiply.
Oh, I was just counting. I
Okay.
didn't realize... Okay, I don't do multiplication tables. I don't do that shit in my head. I was able to do calculus in my head at one point in time. Never again. Fuck math.
Meanwhile, Giga had to help me study for my GED.
That was nice of him.
Yeah. You got to see how dumb I am when it comes to numbers.
Oh, fuck numbers.
Okay, to be fair, you figured out a lot of those by yourself.
And then I do things in the wrong order and end up getting a weird result that isn't even on the answer list.
That happened to me a lot, and that pissed me off. No, I did it right, but the answer's not here.
Yeah. Like,
and then I try to help you with one and get it wrong anyways.
I'm glad I chose art as a path in life and not math.
Yeah, Giga's good at math.
Awesome. Mad respect for anyone who's good at math, because that shit...
Or at the very least, he's better than I am.
I just hate it so much because I was forced into advanced math. Because I accidentally showed a teacher that I can do this stuff pretty easily. It's like, oh, okay, now you're going to be taking college courses in 10th grade. And I'm like, I didn't sign up for this shit. But I was forced to take it. I hated it.
Mm.
And I ended up not having to go to math classes for 11th and 12th grade.
Yay!
That was nice.
I
So
failed.
with the oh, sorry.
I failed my 8th grade math class, I think, but not because I didn't know, or not because I couldn't make sense of the numbers, but because I was too busy drawing dragons.
The only class, I mean, I've never failed a class, but I almost failed chemistry.
Huh.
Our teacher was awful. She was a trained math teacher, not a chemistry teacher, but my Catholic school was stupid and thought, oh, because you can do math, you could teach chemistry. No, she couldn't. I mean, there was a time when she... What was that?
I said that is literally not how that works.
Oh, no, not at all. I didn't learn anything in chemistry. She put on Star Trek for us to watch and said it was for chemistry.
What the fuck?
That's how much you knew about
What?
chemistry. Yeah. Yeah, she
Okay,
put on Star Trek, an episode of Next Generation, and said, this will help you understand this thing. And it's like, it's
No, it
fucking
won't.
Star Trek. And we didn't complain. We were watching something else. We basically had a free day.
Okay, I have
Looking
7
back
more
on it
slots.
At least it was Next Gen.
Yeah. I grew up watching Star Trek with my dad, so... Okay, I have 7 more slots. What do I do with them? Okay, I could grab the iron door and trapdoor at least.
My father was my gateway into science fiction as well. It was Star Wars, Star Trek, and Dune.
Oh.
I hooked onto Dune more than any of Star Wars or Star Trek.
Okay, I'll just do this.
Then I found Warhammer 40k on my own. Oh god, I love Warhammer 40k. Now, if you like science fiction and fantasy, there you go.
I have put an item frame in an item frame.
You did it.
Actually can work?
Why wouldn't it be able
Oh,
to?
I gotta see item frame inception.
It's up top.
Good, okay. Oh my god.
Why wouldn't it work?
I've never seen it done. That's the thing.
Okay, why would someone put... Yeah, to be fair, why would someone put an item frame in an item frame?
And it looks so funny. Best one is the glowing item frame within the glowing item frame.
Yeah. I'll just do this, I guess.
Now, only if you could have a glowing item frame within that glowing item frame that's inside the item frame. Because I heard you like item frames inside your item frame. So here's an item frame inside your item frame inside your item frame. Games.
Let's do this, I guess.
Okay, how long have I been recording? Okay, hour 50. I'm calling it quits. I'm calling it quits on my recording.
Why?
Because I'm not doing anything but flying around.
You can help me build up the next layer.
I'm still closing out my recording, though.
Mm.
So, everyone, this was Minecraft. Do you expect anything less chaotic from us by now? Really, this is what you signed up for when you subscribe to this channel: chaos and absurdity.
And me killing villagers off screen.
Yep.
That's the outro. See y'all in the next one.
I am still recording, for the record.
I don't know what it was for some reason, and if my viewers see this, I'm not cut out to be a YouTuber sometimes.
Aw. You're being too hard on yourself.
Oh no, just today I had to force myself to record today.
Aw.
Oh, do the bricks go in front of the hoppers?
Hang on, I'll get to you in a minute.
I never. Oh wait, no, it doesn't. What am I thinking? That's where the fucking chests go. No, it doesn't. I'm confused.
Okay, it occurs to me that maybe it's a better idea for me to start the next level.
I can do the wood and the flooring.
Okay, you can do the in between.
Yeah, I can build some of that up. Oof, a lot of lag.
Yeah.
I mean, I do get lag spikes in here sometimes, but it's just a little spike and that's it.
Hmm. Sheep farm still going at it.
Yes.
Yep.
We shut that off.
No. We didn't shut it off. We just took everything out of the chests.
It's still producing.
Yep.
At least they're not in the overflow chests yet.
Yeah. Well, that's because I keep emptying them.
Oh. You build up these corner parts, right?
Yes.
With the wood? Okay. I'll try to make everything on the same level.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened with that sea serpent. It just broke my brain today.
Hmm.
It just completely broke me. The point where I had to shut down recording before I really break my brain. I think I'll pick up streaming once October rolls around again.
Neat.
Maybe play a horror game or something. Oh god. Oh, that'd actually be perfect to have my reaction in a live horror because you can all see how much I shit my pants.
I'm not a huge fan of horror games.
Neither am I. I will say the new Resident Evil was very good.
Yeah, it looks like it.
I don't know if I can count that as horror.
It's survival horror, which is kind of different from normal horror.
Yeah, I mean, it was very actiony too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this was my first Resident Evil, and it was more of an action game to me.
Yeah, my first Resident Evil. Well, I don't play Resident Evil, but my first one that I watched was 7. And then I started watching Picaspri, who streams Resident Evil all the time.
I watched 7 as well, and that's when I was like, that was a good story. Like,
yeah.
7 and 8, I really enjoyed 8.
Okay, how does
Aim for the giant vampire lady, stayed for the actual good story.
Okay, let's look at that. So.
I need to see how these are done so I can actually help. Oh, it is a staircase.
Oh, come over here and I'll show you.
Ah. I see. I see, says the blind man to the deaf child.
Phoenix.
Yeah.
And then you put them upside down like this.
Okay.
And if I remember correctly... okay, that's... Get in the fucking hole. There we go. Yeah, okay. and then it's like this.
Okay, wood on top of the open face there.
Yeah, and at some
And
point there's a
stone on
log
top.
that I need to look at. Oh, you forgot the lanterns on this level.
Oh, I knew I forgot something. Okay, the lanterns go. Okay, I see where they go. Two in the middle.
Can't remember how I did this. Ah, literally just like that. Okay. So yeah, this is some extra behind the scenes stuff.
What is?
This because I'm still recording and you're not.
Yeah, it's extra content.
Yeah.
Parts of subscribers a reason to go watch your side.
Phoenix, if you want to come take a look at this part.
1 second. Where are you? Okay.
Right here. So you fill this part with slabs once you get the stairs in, which I did not do all the way, but you get the point. You build up a short pillar too high, and then you just go across.
Oh wow, I just got a huge lag spike as you built that.
Oh.
What the fuck was that?
Hello, Giga. That was an end portal being activated, which means Giga's at another stronghold.
That scared the shit out of me.
So Giga's at another stronghold. Man.
Now that will lead to the same end, though, right?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I was like thinking. I don't know why I was thinking it would lead to a different end island.
Oops, I didn't mean to throw those.
Sorry. Sorry. I take them.
Nope, I did.
Okay.
Yeah, sometimes I accidentally hit Q instead of W. This storage system is coming along nice, at least. Neat.
Then stone on top of it.
Stone on top of the open face one, yeah.
Oof, the lag.
Yeah.
This is getting crazy.
That was kind of interesting.
Hmm?
I want to have you look at it when I'm finished with this, but I think this looks kind of cool. Impulse in general.
I will look at it momentarily.
Mainly the bottom. I want to try something.
Oh, it's a wiki page. Okay.
Yeah. The separation between hard mode and normal. So that way it's like right there.
Looks fine to me.
Fine. Nice. Thank you.
Okay, I'll put Ashley's sprite on at some point. Okay, what res is this? Okay, good. That's 80 by 80.
Here, do my first gym while I'm at it.
This gets all slabbed in.
Yep. I guess it's easier when I start the level so that you just know to follow my lead.
Exactly.
This isn't really that hard to build. It's just that I go so long between different layers that I forget.
And oh. Also a lot slower than you.
Yeah. And that's just because I know pretty much exactly what I'm doing.
I'm just not good at placing blocks.
Cool. That's the in-between mostly started, I think. And I think what goes on next is just planks. I'll need to check that, though. No, it's slabs. Okay. Wait, then what goes on behind it? That is planks. Okay. What?
I'm just tired.
Uh,
Got up early today to wait for a package.
hmm.
It was brought by Ups, and when Ups brings things, it can be really random times. So I was up early.
Wait.
Mom has a package coming in tomorrow too, so I have to keep an eye out for that while she's doing errands.
I have confused myself. Oh. Okay, that's... Wait. Log. Brick. Plank. Okay. Oops. Log, brick, plank. Log. Wait. What? That one when I'm confused by my own build.
Now you know how I feel.
Nice. First gems up, baby.
Oh, wait. Wait, no. What?
This is literally exactly how I work.
I misplaced something, and okay, I see where I went wrong.
Hey, do you mind if I do this for the other trainers as well, like Caden and the
I
rivals?
cannot focus on that right now. Okay, well that makes sense.
Minecraft, nothing makes sense anymore.
Okay, what is this? Eh. Okay, so it's... This is not correct. But
What did I do?
can... you didn't continue the ladder upward.
No, I didn't.
Also, there
I noticed.
are no end rods on this part.
There's also no on rods on this part down here.
Yes, but if you look across...
Oh, I put them there by accident, didn't I?
Let's see.
No.
No.
Oh, hold on. I copied it exactly the way you had it on this side.
And didn't think, wait, there should be end rods here because I didn't
I'll
put
put
them
them
there.
in the bottom. I'll put them in the bottom one.
Yeah, while I figure out what the hell is going on here.
I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, just match up to the lights.
Well, that's not the problem.
Okay, that's all fixed
Okay.
now.
And now let me figure
Okay,
out what's going on here. Because let's go down to the bottom and see. Okay. Okay. No. What? Okay, I've taken a slice out of the bottom one because that's the template to see what exactly is going wrong here.
Okay, because I'm confused because I don't see anything.
Okay. And the composter's right there, so composter 2 planks log. Composter 2 planks log. That's fine. Then why isn't this making sense? Is that how it goes? Yeah. Yeah, that's how it goes, but something feels weird. Because there should be 2 layers of stone brick, not 1. I think.
I only see one on everything.
Yeah, see here? Down on the first level?
Oh.
Yeah, that's
2 layers of stone brick.
But what?
Huh?
Okay, they're under both parts of the chest. So which means that this should be coming out this way. But then the log is wrong.
This is weird.
But everything else is spaced just fine. So I think this might be a case of the bottom bottom layer is different. But no, it's not. Wait.
Maybe it's just different behind the scenes.
Also, I noticed something else. The everything else is where
Just copy what you did.
No, I mean I made an error back here because the stairs on the bottom level are further forward than up here.
Okay, I see
Which
what you mean.
isn't a huge deal, but
looks nice.
But it means that there's
have the bottom being different.
But it means that there's something wrong somewhere. So that's
you can always make the bottom match the upper ones.
Yeah, but I kind of prefer the bottom. But that explains some things.
I think you should just let the chaos flow through this place. It's nice.
Okay, at the very least, all the chests are fine.
Exactly.
Which means that it's just like... Yeah, it is supposed to be 2 stone brick, then stair, then slab, then log. Wait.
So it's the upside, it's the open face stair is the problem.
Yeah. Let me see. Yes, the open face stair is supposed to go on the front of the chest, and there's a slab behind it. I see what the problem is now.
Is it a problem that can be solved easily, or just hidden
It's
away?
fairly easy to do. It's just like pull everything forward one block. As far as that level goes. Because if you come down here, because all the chests are fine. I don't have to move anything like a hopper or anything like that. It's just the stuff above the chest. It's slab, then stair, and then slab
It's
and
just
log.
aesthetically off.
Yeah. So instead of stair, slab, log, it's slab, stair, slab, log.
Oh dear.
It's fine. It's easily fixed. It's just tedious.
Oh, excuse me.
Yep. Which means that it
Sounds
is
like a problem for future us.
Which means that it is indeed 2 stone bricks. But see, it's supposed to go like
The
this.
stone brick would go there.
Well, no, because the stone bricks are right here. I at least did that correct on this level, I guess. Also, I'm stuck.
Okay.
No, I need to face this way so I can put the stair. So I just needed to erase something. That's fine. It's fine. We're all good. Yeah, okay. I see. Yeah, because it's supposed to be like this. And that's just a matter of tearing out some parts of it and replacing it. And it's not going to be that hard. It's just a little bit annoying. It's basically just tear out these 3 blocks. You can even use a debug stick to rotate the stairs.
Oh, these 3 blocks. These 3? This one, and this one?
Yeah. Okay, well, one of these was correct, but that was over here, so. And I'll just put this down so we have a template to work off of to fix it.
What about this spot where the
Hang on.
here?
Hang on.
The corner bit where it's underneath the.
Hang on.
Okay. Literally hanging.
I just wanted to fix this one part so we have a template. Okay.
This one right here. If that's what you were building off of.
Leave the log there. Leave the log there, but still do the pull everything forward part.
Okay. Oh, that would be.
Let me see how that works down here. Ah, okay, I see. Yeah, that's where you put a corner stair. At the very least, I can fill in the slabs back here.
Am I taking too much out?
No, because where I'm putting the slabs are where there were stairs before. In other words, you're fine.
Okay.
We're gonna have to use debug stick to rotate the stairs when we put them in, though.
That's okay. That's the greatest tool in Minecraft.
Yeah.
Like a netherite pick. Debug stig's where it's at. You know, they should just add it to the game and call it a wrench and be done with it.
Yeah.
You got copper, make it out of copper.
I mean, there's a data pack that does that, and I think we might even have it. I just don't know how to use it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Because debug stick can only be used in creative, I believe.
Which is really stupid.
Yeah. I'm placing blocks faster than you're erasing them.
I'm afraid to hold it down because I'll just start really smashing things.
Cool. We have that at least. Do you mind dealing with the stairs? Now that you see how it's supposed to go?
The stick. Got the stick.
Cool. I'm gonna go. Well, that also means that all of these levels need fixing, except for the bottom. And I have taken a chunk out of the bottom so that you can see how things were supposed to go.
Finish with these stairs, then log off and I'll fix the rest off screen.
Okay.
On the stairs, then I'll hit them with the debug.
Alright.
Like, seriously, they have all this with the copper ore. You can literally use that to make these like a wrench tool or any type of technical tool that would like change the orientation of things.
Right. Yeah, the most important thing is that the chests are all fine.
Yeah.
And I'm going to stop recording now, I think. So.
Alright, everybody.